Said this to Tucker Carlson on television. I said, I'm going to be buying the top forever.
Are you happy with the way the Clarity Act is turning out?
No.
Welcome back to BimbleBit from the Satoshi Side Studio. This is Shooting the Shit. I'm Damien.
I'm Andy.
And we're two guys sitting around a table talking positive things about Bitcoin. We're going to lock ourselves in at our blockchain height, courtesy, as always, of timechaincalendar.com. It's an awesome app. ISO and Google Play Store. It's a really good one. 952,268. Coming up, 5 new countries join the Bitcoin family.
And GPT now allows you to buy Bitcoin right in the app.
Yeah, and a bank in Italy is going to be the first bank in Italy to offer Bitcoin. We're going to talk about those and more coming up.
I am Mr. Oblivious. Just because I missed out on Bitcoin early doesn't mean you need to. And that ain't no bull.
Well, Bitcoin has officially gone from 2 nations to 23 in just a few short years. Jay, put this still up. Let's check out the latest countries coming on. In 2025 alone, Brazil, Czech Republic, Luxembourg, and Saudi Arabia and Taiwan. Each has taken steps ranging from strategic reserves to mining initiatives. It just keeps growing.
There are a lot of
options
keeps
growing, man.
When it comes to Bitcoin.
For sure.
So users of ChatGPT will be very happy to know that while you are in the app, you are now able to buy, courtesy of MoonPay,
Yes.
Bitcoin and other crypto right within the app. So this is now live, just went live on OpenAI's App Store as the first crypto on-ramp built right into a chatbot, which happens to be ChatGPT. And I have a friend that just said he bought the upgraded version.
Okay.
Because he does posters and stuff. DJ
Yes.
Revelo.
Yeah.
He says well worth the investment. So
No kidding. Hey, you know, you just said a whole mouthful, and to people like listening 5, 10, 15 years ago, most of those words didn't even exist at that
Isn't that
time.
funny?
It's just like blah, 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 you know? Crazy.
Microwave.
And what about Banca Sella? They will become the first bank in Italy to launch authorized crypto services.
So these are the companies that are getting ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Trying to stay, on track with it. It's really,
It's something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun.
So they'll be receiving and sending Bitcoin and crypto by the end of 2026, making it the first time an Italian bank will let their customers hold Bitcoin directly through their bank accounts.
I love that.
Wow.
And
Innovation.
And another country that's doing the same thing is Vietnam. They're going to allow businesses to use crypto as collateral against bank loans.
Right.
So, the diversity of this thing is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're going to delve into our videos. They're on the way.
And it shines like the morning sun. Oh, the train rolls on, Bitcoin's gone home.
Bitcoin, it's not that bad.
So Michael Saylor, always in the news when it comes to Bitcoin, CEO and head guy of Strategy B, who really now is a Bitcoin company when you think about it.
Sure.
But in this clip, he's talking about David Portnoy. Now, he's an American media personality. Dave has bought and sold because he panicked, and Michael Saylor just keeps buying.
Dave Portnoy complains about buying it at 10 and panic selling it. And then he's like, oh, I bought it at 40. And, I hit the wrong button. All these things, and now it's 100,000. And what I've said, and I said this to Tucker Carlson on television, I said, I'm going to be buying the top forever. Here's what I tell you. When Bitcoin's $1 million a coin, I bet you I will probably buy $1 billion of it at $1 million a coin, probably in one day. And when it's 2 million, I will probably be doing it again in one day. And when it's 10 million, I will be doing $1 billion or more in one day.
Okay, so no matter what, he's going to buy.
1 million, 10 million,
Yeah.
2 million, doesn't matter. He says, I'm going to buy no matter what, no matter what,
Billions. It's crazy.
Mr. Maximalist.
Yeah.
And then on the other end of the scale, you've got Jamie Dimon, right? CEO of JP Morgan. He's declaring the Clarity Act threatens the financial system, arguing it lets crypto firms offer bank-like yields by bypassing bank oversight. Remember we talked about this last week.
We could talk about it after the video.
Let's do that.
Are you happy with the way the Clarity Act is turning out?
No, because it allows them to effectively pay interest on deposits, stable coins or something like that, without the protection that they should have. And it doesn't do anything for AML BSA. It has almost no legal protections. So no, the banks will not accept it that way.
They won't
And
accept
the
it.
ABA, the small banks, the credit unions, it's not just the big guys. I'm not worried about stablecoin, but if it happened, I'm telling you, I would have nothing to do with it, and it would eventually blow up on its own.
Remember we talked about that last week? And it's because the crypto exchanges will be able to offer more interest on staked money, whereas banks only give you just a little bit of interest. Now, that's the true difference. Jamie Dimon, I believe, is trying to blame it on, but the insurance isn't there and we don't know if we're taking care of people. That's just an excuse.
Yeah, well, Senator Loomis says flat out he has obviously not read the Clarity Act. She said it over and over. He's not read it.
Right.
So we're obviously going to follow that story.
Absolutely.
It's a really good one.
Yeah.
If you ask Jack Dorsey, he's like, banks, who needs them?
Who needs them?
He says, we
Exactly.
don't need banks anymore.
No.
We have Bitcoin that is thriving, sound-owned, and driven by the community.
Right? And not coerced by governments, banks, politics, or anything else.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of community, there are many Bitcoin groups all over the world that meet on monthly events, weekly events.
Right.
And you are joined with one YYC out of Calgary.
Correct.
And we've got their next date.
Yes, we do. So they have a monthly meeting at the Derrick Gen Mill, 638th Ave Southwest, downtown Calgary. Great little place, by the way. And it's on June 23rd, and that'll be usually 6, 7 o'clock they gather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the SAT market returns
The
to
SAT
Calgary.
market is returning on June 26 in Calgary. So we'll have more information on location about that next show for sure.
Yeah. Load up your wallets, take your
Yeah.
sats, go buy some stuff.
And they're really making a concerted effort to grow the groups in and around southern Alberta. So I look forward to doing a lot more work with them as we grow together over the next little while. That'll be great. Yeah, they're a great group. Yeah.
Well, let's branch out and find out what's going in this wonderful Bitcoin world of ours. Time now for our Bitcoin event calendar.
Satoshi quotes.
Episode 11. The heat from your computer is not wasted if you need to heat your home. Satoshi Nakamoto.
Hey, thank you so much for the likes, follows, and subscribes. We sure appreciate it. Tell your friends. Spread it to the world. And if you feel so inclined, shoot us a sat or two on our QR code here, okay? Fun. You like music?
Love music.
Yeah.
Love music.
Rap.
And so Drake, right? The big story. Drake just dropped a new album. In fact, I think he dropped 3. But on this one album, he's got this song called Dust. Dust. And I did catch it a little bit. Sketchy tune. And about 2 minutes, 21 seconds in, he starts talking about Bitcoin in that song. So yeah, he's coming out, and he's loved Bitcoin for a long time.
Yeah, and of course Drake's new album, Iceman, available now.
It's out there.
Yeah, here's a fun picture. This was captured in Hong Kong. This is a really cool painted up double-decker tram.
Yeah.
It's I think it's orange. It might be a little off for Bitcoin orange, but really a cool thing to see for sure.
And CZ from Binance says that Pakistan could become a crypto powerhouse in 4 years.
So that's all the story said. It didn't really go into anything. So he knows something and they're doing something.
They're doing something about it.
Positive.
Absolutely.
Here's a story for you. There is someone who sent 107 Bitcoin, $8.3 million worth across 5 transactions. Okay. So one of them was to a burned address.
Right.
Nobody owns the wallet, which means those 107 Bitcoin are now permanently removed from the 21 million. And why would somebody do that? We were talking about it. It had to be a mistake.
I would hope so.
I would hope so as well.
Because that's a lot. You're not just doing it. You're burning 1 Bitcoin. You're burning a substantial amount.
$43 million worth.
Yeah. I don't know, but that just adds to the pot of how many other Bitcoin cannot be accessed at this time. So it just adds to the value of all of our coins. I believe that was a Satoshi quote somewhere along the line.
It's like donations from others. Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you think? What was the root of that? I mean, give us a buzz on BimbleBit.com. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. And some good news from MasterCard. Check this out.
Yet another example of a traditional Wall Street player investing in digital assets. MasterCard will acquire the stablecoin infrastructure startup BVNK for up to $1.8 billion.
So MasterCard is getting involved in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been granted a bit license from the New York State of Finance. And that's one of the strictest regulatory regimes anywhere in the world. So the mainstream payment rails know that they have to adapt, and they're doing exactly that.
Yeah, awesome. Before we go, do you have any last minute anythings?
Nope, think that's good.
I guess that's it. Thanks for joining us. This is Shooting the Shit. I'm Damien.
I'm Andy.
Two guys sitting around a table talking positively about Bitcoin right here on BimbleBit.com.
Cheers, mates.